an episode you've got to look forward to here. Seann Walsh, lovely. What a guy. Some hilarious stories in there. Just fun times all round in it with him.
Yeah, it was an amazing episode.
Just a quick one before we get going. As always, little Patreon ad at the beginning. Don't skip it because we've got some more exciting news for you. As we now do a 7-day free trial for our Patreon. We've only been able to do this over the last few weeks, and that's cost of living and all that. So we thought we'd offer you guys 7-day free trial. You can go on, you can check out anything that you've wanted to see. We've got the Burlesque special. You've just done the second sports day, so there's 2 sports days on there now. You've got the interviews with the Swingers, which is like a 2-part documentary that we done in the Swingers house. We then went back to the Swingers house and done a live talent show, which is one of 16 talent shows that are on there to watch.
Someone played a harmonica with the fanny. Go watch it.
You can go watch it all for 7-day free trial, and if you're liking what you're watching, you can stand up for £3, watch the rest, support the podcast. There's benefits for higher tiers. You got £5, you get a print. £10, you get a free ticket to the live shows, signed print, members only club cards. We've got extra tiers if you really want to go there for a bit more money. You can get pictures of Amy's feet. Or a picture of Amy's sexy in the lewds. And,
sexy in the lewds?
I don't know what I'm saying. You go even up higher than that. We'll come do a podcast in your house. We'll bring the crew. We'll come do a live podcast. You can bring your mates round. We'll have fun. And if you go even higher than that, pay for Amy to get a boob job. She'll send you tip pics for the rest of your life.
To say thank you.
That's not on a free trial. But if you want to jump over there, patreon.com/The Mild High Club. Go check it out. See what's on there. We'll have a great time. On with the episode. Love yous.
Love ya.
The Mild High Club. The Mild High Club. The Mild High Club. The Mild High Club.
We're back. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Joined this week by the one and only Mr. Seann Walsh, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate it.
To have you.
Fiddling with this
Sorry,
mic. Sorry.
Does that sound all right?
Get your mic.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
Professionalism here. What's going
There's
on?
no professionalism on our side.
No. Don't know if you're familiar with this.
You've entered the dark side.
Very much winging it. We're very surprised with how well it's gone.
Yeah. We are all winging it. Don't worry.
So thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it. You were just saying then you're a little bit delirious because you've been up and doing a 4-hour podcast before this one.
Woke up at 6 to get to Liverpool for 10, and then I've been doing Have a Word since about 10:30.
Yeah.
Was you hosting it? Because Dan's not here.
I'm co-hosting with Adam. It's great. Great. We had Julian. Have you had Julian on?
No, not yet.
Do you know what I was
Keep telling him
thinking?
when he comes up and let me know when he's coming up and we'll get him on.
I was thinking I should have said, Julian, why don't we? Do you want to do a double?
Could have both come on, yeah.
But no, he's gone now.
Yeah, well, fuck him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Did you drive up?
No, I got the train.
I
have just learned to drive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you saw
that. Me and Sean done a gig together in Rugby. And,
strange gig.
It was strange. Because there's a lovely theatre and they decided to do it in a field in the rain.
Outside.
And we were like, this is mad. But the staff were ripping you about your car, weren't they?
Yeah. So I think people think, did I say this at the time? I think people think, if you've been on telly, I would say once, people think you're like a multi-millionaire and live like, I've just got I passed my test and I didn't even bother getting a car because I can't be bothered with. There must be a form you have to fill out. I assume if you buy a car, I can't be bothered to whatever that is. Do it. So I just asked my missus if she could put me on her car.
Right.
So I just go around in this little shitty Suzuki
and
thing. But it's like an old. It's like before. Well, I know a lot of cars are like this, but it's like before Apple Car and all that stuff. So it's like if I want to listen to music,
CDs.
Well, not CDs, but I would say I'd rather just some CD. I've got to like connect it to the waddle thing.
Yeah.
So it goes like, if Grace has been in the car before me, she's been listening full volume. So I get in the car and I turn it on and then it'll go, Bluetooth pairing. And you're like, fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then you have to connect it and then you forget about it for a few seconds and you're driving and then it'll just go, Bluetooth pairing. And you're like, fuck's sake. So that's what I'm in at the moment. And it's got all mud and it's
smashed down the side,
and
isn't
it's smashed down the side where what I did is I parked too far out of the white lines.
Right.
So
it's your fault.
So it's my. Oh yeah, no, it is my fault. So cars have come past and scratched my
Scratch the side of it,
Yeah.
swipe the car.
Because I was
So the car was fine until you got on the insurance. And
Oh,
now
totally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 100%. And I've already been fined for. I didn't realise that. I thought it was just to like don't if you can avoid it. I didn't realise that you weren't actually allowed to stop in the yellows. You know that square that's yellow.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, just opened the letter.
Do
There
you
was
not
just a
know
picture.
No.
You're not meant
I
to
always
stop
stop
in
in that. I've never had a letter.
Oh.
No.
What?
Yeah, you're like
You went
known
off the
for being
telly, though.
lucky though, aren't you?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Seen him and went. He's got money.
Yeah, he's got money.
pay
He can
this
afford a
fine.
fine, yeah.
Has your life always been chaotic? Is that just
Yeah.
like the blueprint of your life?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
So we've got a mate who's like just so clumsy, and it's just like that's just his life. And
Yeah.
it like he went in with a rash into the hospital, and they just put him in a box and was like, "Yeah, you can't leave." And that we was like, "Oh, that's classic Callum."
Yeah.
So that's just
They
yeah.
they had to check it wasn't like contagious or something, so they made him like quarantine in the thing.
But
For a
that-
rash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's but we
I've
was
got
all
a
like,
rash.
yeah,
Always got a rash.
Go out there and we'll live stream you in. Like,
I know, yeah.
but yeah. So I think some people just have themes to their lives.
I think, and I spoke about it in very deep now, very serious, changing the tone, very
That's what
serious.
we
But
do.
I've already spoke about it in my last Edinburgh show. But you know, my dad is a heroin addict,
Right.
and so brought up with that. You know that would obviously that
Bit
would
of chaos.
lead to chaos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so and that kind of stability would be the word.
Yeah.
Is you're not going to have that. So
Yeah,
you're just like
Yeah.
Life is chaos. Life is manic. Life is
Oh, that's mad. I
Irish
didn't know
dad.
that.
indeed.
You
Yeah.
got an Irish dad,
How do
yeah.
you know he's Irish?
Heroin addict.
Walsh.
Yeah. yeah. And they're like
Loves heroin, so obviously.
they're like good crack normally.
No,
There you go. There you go.
Good crack,
Nice.
yeah. No, I'm sure I've heard you do an Irish accent talking about your parents.
Yeah,
So
probably.
I just assumed.
Yeah. So yeah. Obviously, there's a clip.
Are they both
of it.
Irish or
No, mum's English.
mum's English? Okay.
Mum's English. So
Right.
you really get a sense of. Are your parents both
English, yeah.
both
yeah.
English? Yours?
So my
Scouse.
mum's half English, half Irish. My dad's half English, half Chinese.
And have you been to China?
Yeah.
And do you? This is what I find interesting. I think is that when you go, if you go abroad, I've just seen a dildo.
Oh,
Sorry.
they're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just
Little
literally just
Easter egg
talking.
for you.
I'm just like direct eye contact with
Where's Willie?
a piss
That's
hole.
what it is.
Where's
Oh,
Willie?
right, hello.
Yeah.
But the
Not that big over
how
there.
do you get back on track
don't
to what
know.
you were saying?
China.
After you-
Traveling, going somewhere where you're from or
but
something.
did you recognise your part of your character? whoever
I
you are,
thought-
in the culture.
Well, I'm a workaholic, so that's pretty Chinese, isn't it? But I got over there and I was like, I'm gonna know exactly what to do here. I was like, I'll just fit right in, and we got scammed like immediately. We got lost and we got scammed.
Yeah.
How'd you get scammed? Who gets scammed?
Yeah, because it's called the tea house scam. And they're like, oh, come with us and we'll show you where it's nice to eat. And we just want to practice our English with you. And we was like, oh, okay, seems amicable. And
Sorry, is this in the street or a
Yeah.
website?
in the street?
You followed
So right,
someone
right. I mean,
in the street.
let's get it clear from the beginning, right? So on the
Yeah.
travel app, booking.com or whatever, it was like, don't be surprised if some of the locals want to practice English with you.
this is
So I was
all
like,
booking.com's
but they
fault.
put that
So
there.
they
Yes.
put that
That's
there.
amazing.
So we're walking through, and two girls come up to us and they go, "Oh yeah, we're studying English." And we were like, "Oh, we're looking for noodles." And they were like, "Oh, we'll take you to this real cheap
Looking
place
for
if we can just have a conversation and practice our English
They
with you."
planted the seed.
So I was like, "Yeah, sound. I've seen this on booking.com."
So to be absolutely clear, so it always takes me
Go
a
on,
while to
that's
get
fine.
things. They've put that on booking.com. So it's not
I-
like the people that work for
No,
booking.com.
booking.com.
booking.com
I've
put it on
that
there?
Oh,
booking.com.
that is confusing.
So these two girls come up to us saying they're English students. Can they practice
Right.
English with us? And we were like, "Yeah, sound." We didn't know where to go. We were fucking in the middle of China. So they take us to this fucking back alley little tea house, and we weren't even thinking anything of it.
No.
Sitting, having tea, chatting with them and all that. And then the bill
Noodles were
comes.
£1. I was like, wow, that's so good.
And then the bill come, and then they go, oh yeah, this is like ancient Chinese tea. It's about 700 yen a pot.
And it wasn't.
It weren't. And then there's just big two moody fellas stood there going, you're going to pay us now. And I was like, I haven't got that much money. And I like opened my wallet, and they were like, we take Australian dollars. And I was like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You aren't having that.
Yeah, and they was like, oh, my uncle's in the mafia. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
just give them the money.
Wait, what did you do though? You give them the money?
We give them the money
We
that
give
we
them all-
had.
Yeah.
Which
And
was
then
our entire
bailed
food
out.
budget for 2 weeks, by the way.
Oh my god.
we were so skinny when we got home.
The problem
well, when
was, they go, if you go, no, I'm not paying, they go, right, we'll ring the police then. And then they speak Chinese to the police and go, these are trying to rob us.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or the police are in on it and they
And
pay
the
them
police
off
are
or
in on it,
whatever.
aren't they?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my God.
I just had to go, have that. That's all you
Yeah.
said having. We're getting
I
off.
bet
Like,
you thought you were so cultured.
Yeah.
When they were like, we'd
was
like
like,
to practice our English.
wow.
And you're like, yeah. let's
The
Yeah.
back alley tea house, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're seeing proper
He
China.
was like, this is the good
Yeah.
spot,
Sick,
but none
like,
of the
proper-
tourists know about this bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
fucked us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was honestly, it was the worst.
Right, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks for
to
bringing
hear
that up,
I've
Sean.
Never
not,
been
I have to
scammed.
say, I'm chaotic. I've not yet been scammed,
Yeah.
I don't think.
Not that you know of.
Have you been to China? Did you?
I've been to
No.
China. I've actually no interest in going to China.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
Jeff, is
let
that
us
co-
know how that goes for you.
What do you mean, get back in touch to go? Yep, still not been.
No, when you've been, because it's not. I think bad things will happen.
Oh no, he's got no interest of going.
Oh, you've got no
Same.
interest.
Oh, I wondered why.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Like,
I thought
keep
you
us
said-
updated. Oh, actually, by the way, I think I might go to China now.
Guys, I'm still not here. So I'm still not in China. Just thought I'd let you know. Yeah, I'm just in Charing Cross in London. Just waiting to meet my mate, but just thought I'd let you know I'm not in China. Yeah, where are you? Yeah, no interest.
Interest still not changed, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
No interest in China.
Okay.
Um,
That's a good decision.
but interest in Japan? Did you do Japan?
No, I want to
no,
go to
we
Japan.
do want to do Japan. Yeah.
Right.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
It's just that everything's so far away, innit? Like,
It's yeah.
Japan's miles away just to go to
You'll
just
get
Japan.
scammed.
I know.
No, I wouldn't. I've done Australia,
Yeah.
and I didn't. That wasn't for me.
How long did you go for? Just a festival, or
Yeah, I went for a month.
so it's a month? Still miles to go for just a month,
It's too
innit?
no, it's too long. I personally don't think you get over. Or maybe it's each to their own and all that shit. But it takes me minimum 2 weeks to get over jet lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And you're there for
landed.
2 weeks and then you got to go home again.
Yeah, I landed and I had to cancel my first few shows. I landed and was bedridden with illness
Yeah.
the first week.
Oh, just from the flights and that.
Fucking well, I don't know what. 25-hour flight or
Yeah.
whatever
You get sick on planes.
to
innit?
get to,
Yeah.
to lie to then lie in bed for 5 days. I'll say it here. This, we're friends. I shat the bed. I flew 25 hours to shit the bed, which I've never done before and can now say I've done. I was so sick
Yeah.
and then had just the worst time.
Yeah.
I had the worst time in the country that is furthest from my house. Like, it was just
That's
got it
awful.
so wrong.
Are you a home bird? Do you like your comforts and all that?
But it's a good thing and a bad thing. I think I'm very lucky. I love where I live, and I don't mean the flat, but where I live.
general area,
I love
yeah.
it, and a lot of people, especially in London, where everyone is just trying to scrape by and live where wherever the fuck they can in London. To live in a place where you go, I think I'm here for the rest of my life in this
Yeah.
area at least. I can walk to Notting Hill. I can walk to Hyde Park, which is basically London's Central Park.
Yeah.
And it's just, I've just, on a day off,
Yeah.
Love it round there.
I
yeah.
just walk round where I live and just go, I love that I've
Yeah.
Well,
ended up from I've got my own little story in my head of boy, dad was a heroin addict, ended up living a walk away from Notting Hill, boy, that
Yeah.
good. I made it.
Where did you
I'm a
grow up?
rapper
yeah.
in my own head. I'm like this little poncy rapper.
Where did you grow up?
Brighton, but
Oh,
the
okay.
outskirts, very London, and then Brighton,
Yeah.
but the kind of the outskirts, not what you think when you think of Brighton.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We all live in Parr, which is the arsehole of St Helens. And,
And
do
what
you know-
is St Helens?
It's
Is
where
that
Johnny-
an arsehole as well?
That's
you,
an
are you in
arsehole
the
between-
arsehole of an arsehole?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're like deep in the anus.
Oh my, yeah.
We got to the arsehole and went, let's go deep.
Yeah.
In the colon.
Johnny Vegas is St Helens.
Wow.
That's all we've got.
So yeah, a real
We're the
real
worst-
shit up.
We're the worst possible part of
Yeah.
St Helens.
Yeah.
But we've recently realised Catherine of Parr, who married Henry VIII, was from Parr. So it's really gone downhill. And we also found out that she
She went uphill.
Did you have a head
no,
up?
she survived because we're
She
roaches.
survived.
But I don't know if you know this, Dean. A body got dug up
Yeah.
and they played footy with their head.
Who did?
That's true, just kids. They dug it up and played footy with their head.
When did you find this out?
Yeah,
last
you were
night.
making it sound like it was someone you knew. You know,
Yeah.
Bazza.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah.
I
Volleyed
can't.
it.
Was that
Straight
cat?
in. Bosh.
I can't.
No, we learnt this last night. She's been dug up 3 times. So
Yeah.
I can't remember what the first time was for.
Me
The
and that,
second
innit?
time was they were taking.
Can we go dig it up?
So someone went
Yeah.
and someone dug her up to get some of her hair and take her teeth out, and then some drunken people dug her up and played football with her head.
How long ago was this?
I don't know. This is just the information we got given last
From
night.
what?
Can you
From where?
Google it? Can you Google
Yeah.
it, please?
Where did you possibly find that people played football with their head?
A fellow St Helena, Emily, also did some research
Oh,
and
shout
told us.
out.
Anyway,
Emily.
Sean, do you believe in aliens?
Oh, that's a good question.
It is, isn't it?
There's currently a live court thing going on. Do you know what, all the people who've come out saying they've seen UFOs, like that Commander David Fravor.
So yeah.
That other guy who was chatting to the Australian news about all the
I've seen stuff.
so they're all in court right now, and there's a live thing going
is
on that you
amazing.
can watch, and they're speaking about all the evidence and stuff about it. So don't know what's going to be coming out.
I don't know. You just get. It's such a fucking dull answer, really. But I think it would be what most people's is, which is that we can't be the
Gotta
only
be
thing in the
something.
fucking
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah.
Whether that thing from outside of our planet has made its way over to planet Earth, I don't know.
Or if they've been here all along.
Ooh, but if they've been here, hang on. If they've been here all along, they're not aliens. They're just another creature here that we've not.
That's true.
The whole point.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise, dinosaurs are aliens.
yeah. I think aliens.
I mean, they are
Shit.
kind of.
I
aren't
don't-
they?
I
Yeah.
think aliens splice
Dinosaurs are
themselves with apes, and that's us. I think we're.
You think we're aliens?
Yeah.
I mean, that
I
is
think
a
we're-
twist.
So it's. so,
That is, fuck, it was me all along. Oh my god.
well, you
M.
wouldn't
Night
know
Shyamalan
if,
over there.
you wouldn't know if no one told you, would you?
Yeah.
You just.
Because we were watching Chimp Empire, weren't we?
So
and
we're
it- and it's-
98%
Oh, yeah.
chimp, aren't we?
And it's they say
2% alien.
Just 2% alien.
Yeah.
they're saying you
All of
share
us.
98% of your DNA with chimpanzees.
Right. I
So
know
that in that 2%, we're that different
yeah.
to a chimpanzee. It's that's got to be alien, isn't it?
Alien.
No. Were you high when you made that
Always high,
observation?
Sean.
Yes, yeah,
Always.
yeah,
Prove me wrong.
yeah.
Prove me wrong. That's a good argument.
No, that is, and of course I can't.
Yeah.
So fair.
There you go.
But
Must be
Tom-
aliens.
My favourite band, Blink 182.
Tom DeLonge.
I've got
Tom-
a question about
John Long,
Blink-182.
obviously, is
So what did he do?
I imagine I won't be surprised if Tom DeLonge is there or
Yeah.
something watching the.
So didn't he fund some sort of program to try and build
He-
a spaceship or some shit to go exploring, or what
He's
was
got
he?
a company called To the Stars.
Yeah.
Funny, I nearly wore their fucking t-shirt today, but Grace said, Mrs. said, don't wear the black t-shirt with the black leather jacket. So
Why is that
It went.
not allowed to do that?
I don't know. It's just
This
apparently
is
looked
Goth
too
Pod.
dark.
You can do whatever you want on Goth
Yeah,
Oh,
Pod.
that's fine. Yeah.
But To the Stars, and that money in that is to investigate UFOs, investigate aliens. I went to see them in Washington, and the CEO of that company I was stood next to. So Tom DeLonge dedicated the song "Aliens Exist" to that man and pointed next to the guy, and I was next to him, looking at
Just like that.
pointing at me. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Big fan. Blink-182. They're your favourite band ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shag, marry, kill. Travis
Kill?
Barker, yeah.
Don't want to kill any of them.
That's the
You
game.
have to, Sean.
Oh no! Don't make me do this.
And Mark Hoppus. Go on.
Well, Matt, you have to marry Mark.
Marry Mark.
Seems like the nicest one, doesn't he?
Yeah, you have to marry Mark. because seems from afar like the most sane one, most kind of together one.
Yeah.
And snog, you'd have to snog. I'm not kidding. I can't. Okay, I don't want to kill anyone in Blink. So I can't even.
You have to snog them both.
So yeah, I would literally rather suck Travis and Tom off than kill either of them.
That's
there you go.
If I get to save their life.
That's not the game.
Well, but then of course I'm not killing. I'm not on camera saying I'm killing anyone in Blink-182 because Travis survived a plane crash.
We nearly got him.
Almost got him there. I think
So-
he had an answer.
Yeah.
Close.
No, sorry, it's not happening. It's weird. I feel really like.
Offended, I think. It
Yeah,
feels
that's
like,
like,
you're
like religious people.
Yeah.
Don't like being blasphemic. What's the word?
blasphemous.
Blasphemous.
Yeah.
I said blasphemic.
Blasphemic.
What the fuck is that?
That's like a religious
I don't wanna be
eating disorder.
Yeah, I know.
Too much God.
If I eat holy bread, I have to puke it back up. Too much God. Yeah, I felt like I was like, I can't
Can't even
say
joke about it,
out
no.
loud that I'm killing someone. In
So is that from teenagers years, like listening to them? Was you into all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff growing up?
Yeah, and then so secondary school years. I mean, well, what happened is American Pie was like this, to me, this crazy radical film.
Yeah.
Where I was a teenager, and then this film came out where in the film, the characters were like how I felt.
Yeah, right.
But wasn't necessarily behaving. So like they were talking about masturbation, but like obviously I was a teenager, so that is all I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was still at that phase where you would, you know,
You want to tell anyone
your
that
mate,
you're
mate would go like, "Do you wank?" You no,
Oh, yeah.
I don't wank. Ugh, that's gay.
Not touching a penis. Yeah.
And then they opened up this world, and you were like, "Oh my god!" Like how everyone's doing it. And it kind of like cracked
Takes
that.
the stigma away from it.
Yeah, and then like me and my
yeah.
friends, you watch it like American Pie.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I fucked a pie. And they're like, yeah, I fucked a pie. You're like,
Everyone's like, all right, sure.
liberation. Yeah.
We just wanked, mate. And you're like, oh, sorry.
I got a girl to dance in my room whilst I filmed it on a webcam. Okay, calm down. But yeah, no. So there was that, and Blink, the scene where Jim is running through the gardens to try and get back to the room that Nadia is in.
Yeah, right.
Because they've been watching on the webcam. Blink, the song Mutt comes on whilst he's running to that scene. And I just loved that song. I was like,
Right.
what the fuck is that song? And I bought the soundtrack. And I saw it was Blink-182.
Yeah.
Then I bought Enema of the State. And then it was like, it was life. It was just that you and the
How old
music
was you then?
clicks. Well, I must have been like 14 or something.
Right, okay.
And then for some reason I had like, what is it when you stop growing? What's that called? When you stop kind of developing as a person, where you stay young. What's the phrase I'm looking for? People use it. It's a normal phrase. Oh, where you go, I'm in. Oh, I was like,
I don't know.
Peter Pan.
Oh, right, okay. I'm onto it. Like, so you're growing up, but in your head you've stayed at this age of whatever.
Exactly.
Right,
A
yeah.
lot of comedians have it.
Yeah.
Loads of comedians. Comedians just, because we don't get kind of institutionalized the way a lot of society does,
Yeah.
you end up just staying a kind of
Like
kid.
big adult babies.
Look at fucking comedians, right? Look at especially the American ones, but also over here. Look at that men in their 50s
Yeah.
dressing like you know, like they got skateboards. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Because we're all
Just 20 more years for me. And I'll be one of them.
Exactly, totally, 100%.
Yeah.
So yes, that. So like stuck in that, and then I loved that it was like music has that thing, right, that we all have with whoever it is that you love, where it's like it's a relationship,
Yeah.
and it's like they're yours, and you and they music kind of looks after
You tie
you.
it to all sorts of different memories as well from
Yeah.
like your past. Say if you just got home from a boss night and you're playing that on the way home or whatever, and it all ties in your head, and then you listen to that song again, you go, fucking
Yeah.
times then.
Yeah.
All
It's-
nostalgia in it and that.
You
And,
can hear a song and it takes you back to
Yeah,
that exact place and that how you felt at that time in your
Yeah.
life. And Blink was all, and it was all about, you know, what's my age again, and I don't want to grow up, and all that kind of stuff. Which when I was younger was like, yeah, I don't want to grow up.
Yeah. Do you know what's mad? Like I was saying this the other day, like the dad rock anthems.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
They're now the newest one that's come out is like Sum 41 and Avril Lavigne and shit like that, like Bowling for Soup, and it's like dad rock anthems. And
What's
like,
that? I know.
But it used to be like it's like compilation CDs.
Right.
It used to be like
Yeah.
AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, and all this.
Right.
And you'd be like,
Now
all
it's
this
our
old
time.
rock, and now it's like dad rock, and it's like Avril Lavigne,
I know.
Sum 41, and you're like, oh, we're the
way.
dance now.
Yeah.
aren't
I
we?
know.
It's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
It makes sense, but it's just weird to see like dad rock's like fucking
Well, they're in
Sum
their
41.
Blink are in their 50s.
Yeah, it's weird.
So
Genuinely asking what my age again is.
exactly. Yeah. Travis's son is in a band that does warm up for Blink.
Wow.
His son is in the warm up band.
Did listening to that music ever make you want to be in a band or into music or anything like that?
On What's Upset You Now, my podcast with Paul, who you've had on here, like we end every Patreon episode with a song,
Right.
which is like started off as a joke where Mikey starts strumming the guitar and we just kind of try and reference everything that we've said in the podcast. But like recently, like when you look at the Patreon comments, people are like, "I love this song. I can't get this song out of my head." And now we're going like, "We've got to make a record."
Make a band. That's class.
Yeah, I mean, like there's a tiny bit of me, because obviously you're just, you know, well, the viewers will, the listeners, the viewers will enjoy. They'll enjoy that. That'll be a fun thing for them.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a tiny bit of me that's thinking, we could go to number 1. Maybe we'll explode. Maybe we'll be the first ever podcast to suddenly turn into a band.
Yeah.
We'll stop doing comedy. We'll just be rock stars. Yeah.
We're on it. We're doing it.
Yes.
We're doing a song.
one.
Are you?
Yeah.
This is the range. We're all
That'd be so good if everyone does
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a
What's
rap.
the song?
It's called Booth Booth, and it's
Booth.
yeah.
Have you ever heard of boofing?
No, should I? What is it?
Depends if you want to do drugs the safest way doctor recommends.
Oh, go on.
Just putting them up your bum.
It's called what?
That's boofing.
Boofing, that's what boofing is. Putting stuff up your bum.
I didn't know that.
Oh, me
Yeah.
either,
I didn't know
I'm
that
glad
either
I'm learning
until
today.
until
Yeah.
Amy said,
Yeah. So it's a song about that, basically.
So you put, by the way, all of the drugs?
Any
Weed.
drugs, really.
Which
We're-
any of it-
We're going for weed. But like people put like pills up the bum and that, don't they? And like there was the whole thing about people putting tampons in alcohol and then putting them up the bum because it gets into your bloodstream quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They learned that off me, that one. I was actually the one that came up with that one. Yeah. So even with like an edible, you're saying? Or a bit of cannabis
I
or
think
something?
Oil,
with-
it probably
I think
be
it's cannabis
THC
oil.
oil, yeah.
They bang it up and it'll.
What are you getting out of that? Do you guys know?
I've never done it, but I imagine you just
okay.
get high quicker.
So
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
about the experience, it's about the speed of...
I think so.
which you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
ease of doing it because it doesn't go through your digestive system and fuck with like your liver and any shit like that. It's
Yeah.
just straight into your bloodstream up your bum.
From what I've read, it is doctor recommended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In places where it's legal.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done for the disclaimer.
So it's an
Yeah.
educational song then. But it's a
It
rap,
is.
isn't
Yes.
it? Will there be singing in the song?
Well, Finn's doing the chorus.
Right, I see.
Got Finn from Have a Word doing the
Yes,
chorus
of course.
for us. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and Cameron's missus has sorted us a mansion for the music video, so we're
How's she
really. I
Who the
don't.
fuck is she? Lady Gaga?
Yeah.
Honestly,
She just sent a
it's-
mansion and went, I can get this.
she's an enigma.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So
and
we're gonna be
then
in a
Paul
mansion.
Smith. I said to Paul Smith, I was like, "Can we twerk on your car?" He was like,
That's
"Yeah."
brilliant.
He's got a McLaren, hasn't he?
He was
So
like,
You
"I'll
should
get you
twerk
any
on
car you
Sean's
want."
car.
Sean's car. Yeah.
Yes.
the Suzuki.
Anytime you want the Suzuki, guys, I'll make. Normally, I don't let anyone go anywhere near it, but for you guys,
That'll enhance the video, I reckon.
yes.
Yeah, it'll make it more relatable.
So
Yes.
So we're going for number 1, so good luck.
Oh, fucking hell.
Halloween
see you at the
number
top.
one.
I know. It's like Blur and Oasis all over again.
Oh, fucking hell.
So what type of song would you do if you making one?
Do I have my phone on me?
You got your notes.
Oh, fuck, where'd I put it? Oh, it's like, well, it ends up just being, is it, I don't know now, I'm saying well, Mikey just strums the guitar.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we sing. So whatever that is.
Acoustic.
Whatever
You
genre.
just sort of
No,
like
but it's got an electric
improv,
guitar.
sort of off the dome as well, like freestyling songs.
Yeah,
Freestyle.
but
Sounds hilarious.
the last song we did was the one that everyone's saying, I can't get this out of my head. So that's
How
the
did
one.
it go?
It's I can't. I've lost my voice. Where the fuck? Wait there. Where is? Oh, it's here.
Okay.
Right, I've got it. So it needs. I can't believe I'm doing this. They're gonna be like, what the fuck have you done? But basically, where's Mikey? Where the fuck have you gone? Right here. So basically, this episode was heavily just happened to be about the cost of living crisis. It's called What's Upset You Now, and Paul is often very and understandably outraged by the prices of fucking everything.
Yeah.
And what Paul disclosed to us was that he used to buy Heinz baked beans, right? 4 cans from the pound shop.
Yeah.
Right? Which I questioned. I thought that was slightly.
Heinz.
I just thought it was strange that, you know, I totally appreciate that people going to the pound shop to get their beans. Of course, you know, whether we're in a cost of living crisis or not, I just didn't realise that Paul
He was doing it.
I felt like, and Paul, well, you know, he won't be happy about this. I felt like with Paul, it was less of a necessity and more of because of the way that he is with money.
Yeah, okay.
But he is very impassioned about the prices of things in the country at the moment, as he absolutely should be.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about Heinz beans, and then Mikey, our producer, Showbiz Mikey, was saying that there are these beans called Stockwell beans. Do you know about Stockwell beans?
I think
I'm familiar.
I can see the logo
Yeah,
in
same.
my head, but I've never had the beans, I don't think.
We might have had them.
Right.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
don't remember really every bean that I consume.
That's true. I don't remember every bean I've consumed.
So what they do is, Mikey was saying, is that the supermarket has created Stockwell beans,
Right.
right? So that there's a bean, so that there is a can of beans.
Is this a bean conspiracy?
It is, yeah.
I
It
love
is,
this.
it is.
Come on. I'm in now.
There's he's going to listen to this and go, that is not what I said. But they create a can of beans, right? So that theirs isn't, so that the Sainsbury's, say, branded beans aren't the cheapest.
Right.
Because some people don't want the cheapest. Or the other way round, or they are the cheapest. They create Stockwell beans and put them up at a higher price so that you go, well, no, I don't want that. That's too expensive. I'll get the lower price.
Right.
So no one buys
But
them.
it's the same beans.
But it's the same beans, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Decoy beans.
Right, decoy beans.
They even call them Stockwell as well because they're just stock beans.
They're just stock.
There you go.
There's
No one
nothing
buys
They
in
even
the
rub it
cans.
in your fucking face. It's just stock.
Yeah.
You didn't see.
Yeah.
But
Rats.
right. So
Here we go.
So this is your band.
this is, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm here to plug my new song. So it's quite.
It's a bit Nirvana-esque.
Yeah, it's Nevada.
Next to the strawberry saying, pick me, I'm more expensive.
That was an impression of a strawberry. Wait.
Pumming of strawberries, pumming of grapes, pumming of beans.
Sorry.
What are we saying? The dark days of beans.
I don't know what. Wait,
They're over. Stockwell beans are quite as what they seem.
Stockwell.
They're the same as Tesco's every day, but they put things in a different can. So you think that you're eating different
Right, there you go. That's enough. Sorry.
The fact that you had both of you singing different vocals over it as well. It was class. I'll pick my own beans was my favourite line in there. I'll pick my own beans.
There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
that's out on July the 29th. No.
You find it in the bean aisle.
Yeah, yeah,
Put
yeah.
it in the beans aisle. Couldn't you?
Wow.
So there we go. I've gone on a detour that I didn't want to go on, and I can't believe I've done that. But I've had so much caffeine.
I
That
like
was
it.
great.
Something weird was going to happen.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So there we
Love
go. It's a new Blur and Oasis.
Yeah. Stockwell beans.
Nice.
I'm gonna go and buy some Stockwell beans. See if they
I do want to try them.
hold
You
up.
should get
Yeah.
sponsored, defo.
I will
Well,
try.
I'm trying to look into these Stockwell beans because
into the conspiracy
it's
theory.
T.E. Stockwell. That's what it says. So I was like, that must be a person. But he was a tea merchant.
Right.
So it's just named after him.
You
It's
just
not
got into the
actually
bean game.
Yeah. Well, no, because Tesco's have created this.
See?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Tesco's created it and went, oh, they're 10p more than the Tesco's own ones. Oh, just buy them. No one's gonna buy the Stockwells.
Yeah, it's one of the it's something.
Because they've got Stockwell tea bags as well. So they might have more Stockwell tea bags.
Ooh.
Stockwell tea bags
Yeah.
are coming. That's our next one.
Do not
the whole
trust Stockwell.
Yeah, fuck Stockwell.
Why they got to manipulate us all the time? Why can't they just sell beans?
They know everyone's stupid.
interesting,
we'll fall for it. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's all very
The psychology of a supermarket is
Insane,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Where they put things and why they put certain stuff
Put
at
sweets
the
at
top
like
shelf.
kids' eye level and shit like that,
Yeah.
so the kids go in
Yeah,
and
it's
go, oh, this
mad.
is sick, and
Yeah.
it's mad.
they also so they hire psychologists
Yeah.
and they pay the psychologist to work out how best to
mad, innit?
essentially trick us.
That seems
into-
illegal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To hire a psychologist to trick you into buying
Buying
things.
things
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
really need.
Well, all like adverts made by a team of like 20 people to make you buy something.
Yeah.
The adverts
It's
are
pretty
loads of
frightening.
shite as
Yeah.
well, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's the most effective advert?
That's a fucking good
The-
question.
the,
That's a very good question. When have you just been absolutely
Yes.
Seven C's vitamins. You onto them? They do like the omega-3. Is it 7 C's? Something like that. It's blatantly just aimed at old people to get them like vitamins and shit in them.
Right.
The doctor comes on and goes, "What's happening? I'm from 7 C's. Take these. They're dead good for you. You can find them in the medicine aisle. Bam, just done. Do you know what I mean? Just tells you exactly what he's selling and what they do. I love that. No fucking about
Right,
or nothing.
okay,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
See what you mean.
But that didn't. You didn't then go out and buy them.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
have you been suckered by?
What have I been suckered by?
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, you guys are
loads
easy
of
to
stuff,
scam.
probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Come on, Stockwell beans. Like, what the fuck's happening in there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say, I have to say, especially with the introduction over the last decade or whatever of like delivery and all of that, like a late nights, you're just sat there, you're not fucking hungry, you're absolutely fine. And then that Big Mac just comes onto the screen and you're like, yeah, I'm going to order one right now.
Driving and that. Anytime you
yeah.
drive past, like just
Yes.
everywhere, Big Mac, Mackies over there, you're like, oh, sound.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
Because as well, it activates the brain. You see the M.
You get your
and
dopamine
then,
from.
and then
from
the tongue through the
Yeah.
M. It's like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. You weren't hungry.
Yeah.
It's it's annoying. But yeah, that's it. You get the dopamine of like the thought of having it. And
Like,
then
if
you have it and then you
yeah.
go, it wasn't even that good.
That's you've got off light if that's all that happens to you. I immediately finish a McDonald's and go, I just want to kill myself. Just absolutely hate everything about me and the decisions that I make.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I
it's rough
appreciate
Mackies,
it in
isn't
McDonald's how they stagger the car parking spaces so you're not in eye contact with the person next to you when you're eating.
But that was.
What do you
Done by a
eat? You eat in the
psychologist.
car?
Yeah, I can't. I'm
You
not
can't
getting
even wait
home.
to get home?
No.
Hang on.
Be cold.
I hide food from Emma. She needs to not
Oh, you
know
were
that
talking
I've
about
been
this
to
on stage,
McDonald's.
that you're a secret eater, and then so Cameron on stage was talking about
Did
like,
you do that?
Secret eater.
Yes.
yeah, well,
Do you mean because your missus is cooked?
Well, that happens as well. I've had a
funny.
meal before I've got home, and then I have to eat that meal. That's how. Yeah.
Well,
double
Cameron
meal.
said
No,
it.
no, she's going like, you said you were starving earlier. Yeah. No, I was really hungry. Yeah.
But he was saying it on stage as if to be like, oh, I don't know if anyone else does this. And then all of a sudden, people in the crowd were like, oh, I do. And then
all the
couples
men?
done it to like each other. And like little secret sausage rolls and shit like that in the car. And that.
Because that was with me. I was going to Lidl to buy food for us to cook together at home, and then I couldn't wait, so I bought pork pies, 6 pork pies, the mini ones.
Of course you did.
And then I ate them on the way home in the car because some part of me was just like, I don't want to share these. I didn't want to give
I
her
don't
any.
have that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's my
I
issue.
don't have. I don't want to share this.
Right.
I've bought this for me.
Yeah.
Well, do
And
you know
you
what?
don't share
I
it.
Similar.
Yeah.
am lying. I do have. I've absolutely had that. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what happened was. Rarely am I at home on my own, because Grace is normally at home or whatever. But for whatever reason, she was. This is like a week or so ago, and she was out during the day. So it was one of the rare occasions that I thought I'll try and cook myself something nice. I cooked just a very simple pasta dish, and I thought it would be really nice if I left her some, right? But the truth is, that I thought if I leave her some, then because I've left her some right in the dish, that means I don't have to wash that up.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So she can do the dishes now because you ate that last. So.
Yeah. I saved that for you. Yeah, that's
3
yours.
bits of pasta
But I
in there.
literally just one piece of spaghetti, just there. Just that's
you,
for
that.
you there. But yeah, remember I cooked it. So if you want to get the tap on,
Do you like cooking?
I do when I do it, but I don't. I'm not. No,
I don't like it, mate. Stresses me out.
It what?
Stresses me out.
Why?
Like,
Why?
because I feel like
It's very
there's
easily
too
stressed.
many things going on,
always
and you get to like the last 3 minutes, and it's like, that's burning. Better turn that off. Oh, you forgot about this, and then
Right.
you know, like, oh no, and then you turn something off too early, and then you put it on. You know, they're cold, they're too hot to eat. Like, it just fucks with me, man. I don't like it.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, I don't. What are you talking about cooking it? Not talking about.
Well, I mean, we started getting gusto now. So
We do good. Oh, look, this is awful.
That,
isn't it?
I
that
love
forces
pasta.
you to
Like,
actually
no,
No,
cook
but that's
I
meals.
love
helped
it.
me though, because
Right.
it goes, instead of going, put some of that in, it's like, put that in there. There's the exact amount of what to put in. Because
Right.
sometimes you look at recipes and it just goes, oh, put an onion in. And you're like, but when? Where does the onion go in? This goes, bang your onion in,
Yeah,
let
you're
that
like
go
me.
for the
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Like, I
It's got
need the
pictures.
directions of like, do this bit now.
I
And you go,
know.
sound.
I can't be trusted with improvisation.
Yeah, no.
Here, when it comes to cooking, I have to be told exactly what to put. But there's something. Don't you think there's something kind of dystopian about us and the way we're behaving, which is we get this thing sent to us, and it's put this much in and this much in, and we tell you what to eat in this box. And like she's like now, Grace is opening up the thing, and she's going, "Oh, we've got this today. This is what we're eating today." And like you're like, "All right, is that what we're eating?" Like this is what they're telling us to eat. Literally yesterday saying one that I've never heard of. We're eating prawn baganda. What's prawn baganda? I don't know, but we are eating it. Like it's like I don't know what.
Yeah.
We're kind of
Sometimes
just
you-
robots like now. Just
Well,
Yeah.
I'd be so happy if they just sent you cubes this big and you had one in the morning and it give you all the calories you needed for your
you
day.
would be up for
Wow.
that.
Astronaut style.
Easy. 'Cause you just bang it in, you're not hungry for the rest of the day, then don't have to
But
think about what
food's
to eat.
lovely though.
So, well, this is the thing. So there's that saying which I funnily enough, will always for the rest of my life remember Les Dennis saying when he did Big Brother.
Right.
Which is Les Dennis said I eat to live. No, sorry. I live to eat, not eat to live.
Right,
That was
okay.
the phrase.
So he sees it as like a delicacy and eats things
He
likes to eat and
eating
loves
is living.
I like
eating is
eating.
living, but
If
just
you can
don't like-
afford nice food, yeah, that sounds great.
But I don't like having
But
to
if it's
pick
beans on toast over and
stuff.
over,
Do you know what I mean?
yes.
I'll have
Stockwell
a- I'll have a
beans.
cube.
Stockwell beans.
Fucking
don't
it, just
beans.
Stockwell beans every day.
Yeah.
God.
No.
But
Give me a little
the,
cube.
Just speaking of like Big Brother and that, you obviously done the Jungle
To do the jungle.
reality TV. Would you
Yes.
do Big Brother? Like celebrity Big Brother?
Mate, I've never said no to anything in my life, have I?
That's fair.
Clearly, I've just done anything.
Yeah.
Just look at my CV,
I mean,
my
you're here.
Wikipedia. See?
It's going to be in our music video. Can you twerk?
Exactly.
Get on
Yes,
Paul's car.
I will be in it.
Just in
Yeah,
a bath full of Stockwell beans.
I know. So what do I do? I don't know what you're meant to say. I mean,
You can say
I'll
no.
tell you what I did.
Is there anything you want
the
to
truth
do?
is, it's all context of life, isn't it? I mean, what are you? Where are you in your life? What are you doing? What do you know? What's the money? It's all of the. It's all of the things.
Yeah, right.
It's all of the things. What I would say is I'm not. I don't have a. I was going to say I don't have a snobbery. There are some things I wouldn't do. Big Brother, I used to fucking love.
Oh, it was the
It was
best,
class.
best show ever when
me-
it first
class.
come out.
Yeah.
Nikki
Like,
Graham that season. That was my fave.
So which one?
Nikki Graham.
that was like season
Pete,
1,
Was
wasn't
that
it?
two?
Pete,
One or
It was
two.
early, but it wasn't one.
yeah, it was
We were speaking
2000.
to Pete, weren't we?
Pete.
I can
what's his
imagine
name?
you guys speaking to him. I know from Brighton, so I used to see him all the time.
We were gonna get.
as I
We
said.
were speaking to him about coming on. He was saying
Yeah.
about doing it over Zoom, and I was like, "Nah, I'd rather do it in person if we can sort it." Like,
But like did you do? I'm gonna guess you might have done this, but I was so obsessed. I would put them on sleeping on E4.
like the live stream of it.
Yeah.
It was mad.
Like
It
that's
was a
how.
24-hour live stream of them just sleeping, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and I would have it on.
Bird noise.
Just in
I-
case something happens. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I watched. Do you remember? Obviously you do. Bubble. Right.
That when he fucked it. He's the one who fucked
I
his
saw
leg.
it live.
Oh.
Do you know what that felt like? I saw it live, and I'm like, "That's gonna be the episode later." I fucking saw it live. I definitely did. And like, I was absolutely obsessed. I wanted to be. The funny you asked now, would I do it? Back then, oh my
instantly.
god!
Yeah.
When I was at school, I was at college. I literally, if I'd had a video camera, I would have, no question, I would have sent
Yeah.
it an
Did you
audition
start
tape.
stand up real young? Or
I started when I did one gig when I was 20.
20.
And then everything else after that.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about?
We're looking at setting up our own Big Brother. We're all us and our comedian mates are all going to move in together.
Trying to make like a content house.
Do you mean for a pro? What do you mean?
Just
like-
live
For a
together.
pro, but like
No, we're all going to move in
actually
together.
set up cameras.
We're going to
Like-
move in together to make it affordable to live because rent's getting expensive. But then we're also going to start like live streaming and stuff in the house. Not like actual Big
When
Brother.
I made this logo,
Sorry, that is genius.
it's when I made this logo, it was in homage to Big Brother because theirs is an eye in it. Yeah, so it's an eye.
I didn't realise that, and I now well done.
Thank you.
Very good. But that is I will predict it now. If you do that,
Oh, it's
that
happening.
will be massive.
It's
Yeah.
happening.
That's going to
It's
be
happening.
massive.
Yeah.
A self-produced
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Big Brother style show
Essentially,
on
yeah.
the internet.
Yeah. yeah.
Holy
Then do we have to
shit.
kick each other out the house? We all live there.
And we're going to get a family-sized hammock. We're all going to sit in it
A
together.
fammock, it's
A
called.
hammock.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We've gone off on the content house. Was there a question about the jungle or something?
was, it
Patreon
was-
questions and that?
Go on.
Yeah, there's a
jungle.
few here. So this is from Joe Rogers, and I want to know if that's Joe Rogers who I know, because I went to the same uni as Joe Rogers. Have you spoken to the rat, Matt Hancock, since leaving the jungle?
Oh my god.
Fair play for how you handled it in there, mate.
Well, what happened was, which was common knowledge, which was out there at the time, was bizarrely, I did, after I came out of the jungle, I went straight into my Soho theatre run, which was already booked in pre-jungle, pre-jungle signing, as in before I'd agreed to go in the jungle. So after the jungle, but Matt Hancock and Boy George end up being in the crowd, and I mean, I've told this story. This is crazy. I was confused. I'll be honest with you. It was very confusing because you've come out of the show, the big show, and it is quite retrospectively, it's quite discombobulating. I don't think you really realise it at the time, but it is quite strange trying to take this in.
Yeah.
What's happened?
It's not a normal experience, really, is it? Going and spending 2 weeks in a jungle.
But certainly for
with Boy
me, you know,
George.
yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
But also, I think, you know, without going into it, because I'm obviously sick of talking about it, but with what happened with Strictly, and then always feeling like, you know, it was kind of, even though I'd done bits and bobs, that was certainly the last time I'd been on
Like
one of the last times I
mainstream
mentioned,
telly, like,
yeah.
thing,
Was you on Strictly, yeah?
I was on it went really well. Thank you very much. but you know that it was I was used to being like a villain, and that was a very nice feeling.
Yeah.
You know, you're living your day-to-day life, all that stuff, and people looking at you, and you're having to deal with all of those things and people stuff they say online. You're having to live that.
Yeah.
So then, which is a very strange feeling that you wouldn't wish on anyone. But you then take a risk of kind of exposing yourself to the public again.
Yeah.
You're going, well, in a way, I didn't really, on a dance show, you don't really, you just kind of dance and at the end
Don't
you
really
go,
get to
that
know
went
you,
well.
innit? Yeah.
You don't actually kind
Yeah.
of get too much of yourself across.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was never really in control of what was said about me. So that was tough. Then you go into the jungle and you come out and you're getting to grips with like, well, okay, am I okay now? To people,
What's the idea?
I don't know. Who am I? Because it's a philosophical question, isn't it? Who are you? Are you who you think you are, or are you what other people think you are?
Right.
That celebrity monk, I read a bit at the beginning of the book. You know that one? There's the celebrity monk. There's a celebrity monk. He's a celebrity monk. He was a monk that he came out and he wrote a book and it was massive. And it was a blue cover of his face. He became very successful and all of that. But I've read the first few pages and it was about how he thinks you are not what other people think you are. You are who you are think you are. But actually in our line of work, it doesn't really matter who you think you are because it matters what everyone else thinks of you because they are going to decide on how you were going to live. Yeah,
if they don't like you, then you can't go here because people don't want to watch you.
And that was my life for 4 years was not really being able to do anything.
Which I know you don't want to talk about it, but that was fucking mad. Like the reaction that you got compared to like what some other people do, where they just go, don't talk about that.
Well, yeah.
It was like, what the fuck is this about? Like, it was crazy.
Exactly. Well, people make choices in their lives and then having their lives, torn down because of personal decision, whatever. I can't.
Yeah, no, it's
one
all right.
day,
It was just baffling to see, like,
one day the book,
just when you go like, it was
my
5
say.
years or whatever, it's like, is there not fucking else you just can talk about going on? Like, it's fucking make your life hell. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking, it was just mad to see.
It's a very surreal thing to have lived that. I hate that I've lived that, and I hate that I'll always have lived that, and I can't unlive that, and that will always affect like your who you are, and you're moving forward, unfortunately. But the thing is that so then when I come out of the jungle, as well, that story's back up because you've been in the show and you're kind of trying to deal with all of this stuff. Yeah. So I then turn up at Soho Theatre, and this is how I got onto what I was saying. The reason I was confused is because you've got to remember, Matt Hancock came third. So in what is essentially a popularity contest.
That's insane.
You've got to understand that. I'm of the understanding that this is the third most popular man in the country on the for the people that watch the show. Yeah. So I kind of think that he's a Panto, like maybe a Panto villain, in the like literally we could be doing Panto at the end of the year, right? Yeah. So I know he's in, and I know Boy George is in, and it's very funny, and I'm having a nice time because I really I loved the jungle. I had an amazing time, and I get to the venue, and the room's so fit, it's not big. So I say to the usher, "Is Matt in the room?" Because I need to know because it's going to affect what I do in the show. Is Matt in the room? And they go, yeah, and I go, is it clear and obvious to everyone that he's in the room, or is he kind of in a corner away? And they go, oh no, everyone's been taking selfies with him. Right. So he's there. And everyone knows he's there. Right. Well, so now I have to make a decision about when am I gonna do a line about that? Yeah. Right. And again, just a Panto line because he's the third. He's got further than me on the show. All that stuff. So what happens is I come out, but the tech fucks my music. Right. So I come out, the tech fucks the music, which really, as we all know, is not helpful for the beginning of a show. Happens to me all the time. So I come out, and I think, oh God, I don't want to start a show like this. And I go, ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I'm not going to start the show like that. You've come and paid to see me and have a good show. Yeah. I'm not starting a show like that. We can't start a show like that when we have royalty like Matt Hancock in the room, thinking that that's going to get like kind of cheer and then pantomime booing. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But what happens is, and there's already been this was all in the papers at the time. Some bloke was like, fucking cunt. A fucking cunt. A fucking cunt. A fucking mass murderer. I was backstage like, well, I did not see that. I thought he came third. And this poor bloke who's obviously very angry with the way the pandemic was held. And and then he's removed from the show. Then he starts going to me, and you're a fucking disgrace for allowing him in. And I'm like, oh my God.
Cue the music.
I know. Can we bring on actually the song that I play at the end so I can go home?
Stop
Well,
well
I dealt
beans.
with it. But stock well beans.
Yeah.
This will lighten the mood.
So that was the last time. That was the last time we were out with him. Was when he came to the show, and then me and him and Boy George went for a drink, and I posted it again. You're in the storm of the show, and the show was the Jungle is a family friendly show, and you don't know what's being written whilst you're in there, and quite importantly, I was the only person who seemed to not know he was going to be in there.
Yeah.
When I entered, because I was in the isolation period.
So when we watched you, he come in and you laughed for about half an hour. I seen a video you saying that you thought everyone had died.
Oh, right, yes. Because I'm in an isolation period for 10 days. And then I'm going into the Jungle as a late entrant, but for some reason the other campmates weren't there.
Right.
And Matt Hancock, who's obviously the global, the health secretary that dealt with the global pandemic, walks out, and I think, fuck me, everyone's dead. It's just me and Matt Hancock left on planet Earth. What? So very, 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 very surreal. The whole thing was surreal, but I'm left with just so many good memories, and obviously it went a lot better than the last time I was on. Yeah, similar show.
Well, that's good then.
Yes.
Mad experience though, going in the jungle. And that,
very fucking mad.
So you do watch it and go, wow, that'd be cool. That like when I used to watch it growing up and that, you'd always go, wow, that'd be sick going. And
You're the only reason we watched it that time.
Oh yeah,
but we didn't get all the way through, did we?
No.
Okay.
Even you couldn't keep us watching, Sean. To be honest, I'll be dead honest. I was fuming with the whole Hancock thing because to me it seemed like a way to spin him so that, like you say, loads of the public start liking him again. And I could see that from the outside, and like you seen people who were going, "Oh, this cunt," and then like 2 weeks later going, "Do you know what? He's actually quite sound." And I was like, "It's working on you."
Well, that's what I got angry with stand up because, and this genuinely would happen. Is people was like, they would come up to me, they would vent their feelings about Matt towards me, and then they would go, "But to be fair to him, he got the stars." And that,
I can't.
Up to you.
Well, and again, no, it's like it's not your fault that he was in there. Like when people come up to you venting to you, that's what I mean. It's like why are you venting to me? Like it's fucking me. Like mad. I've got more blast through some questions there.
Yeah, there's what, if anything, have you found easy about being a full-time comedian / celebrity? That's from Jordan Jeffries.
Well, I found easy.
Yeah, is there anything?
Does anything
easy?
come natural to being a celebrity?
My favourite thing is when people come up to you and they, for whatever reason, even though you have to kind of take it with a pinch of salt, but they seem very happy to see you. They want a selfie and they might remember a bit of yours, which is obviously very nice for you that they remember a bit of stand-up of yours. But it's so lovely to be in a job that we are where, so it doesn't even have to be, let's call it celebrity or a degree of fame. It can even be on the night of the gig where that person comes up to you and tells you how much they had a nice time. Just that feeling of making people happy. And we all know what that feeling's like. The reason that we became comedians is because we loved that feeling so much that they've got, that we wanted to do that. Yeah. And so that really, I really, really appreciate that. If someone just recognises me off the telly or whatever, and they, they don't, it's just, on you like comedian, well, that doesn't do anything. Yeah. But when you feel like you've made someone happy. That's fucking amazing. I fucking love that.
He's right. That's cool. Yeah.
What was you like as a kid? What was school like
Bad.
for you? Bad.
Very bad. At secondary school, I was really bad. I was always
Like a
I was
naughty
detentions
kid?
and suspended and
Naughty boy. Oh.
very naughty. Yeah, and always suspended. No GCSEs.
Me neither.
Or GCSE in drama. There you go.
You got a first in university though, without any GCSEs.
Doesn't surprise me.
I blagged me way in.
Got him. I got them in Ireland, and he went, "Okay."
Yeah. Your school's just, it's not for. I've had to try and learn a kind of self-educate, which I've not done a very good job of but in the last few years of trying to read more and try and learn that way because I was just I had no interest in education. All I wanted was to cause trouble.
Right.
I absolutely loved it like a drug. Like I just will that be risky? Will that be dangerous? Will that be, will that be fun because we'll cause trouble?
Did you like the reaction you get off like other kids or something doing it, or that might translate into stand up eventually in it, like somewhere?
Yeah. No, I always wanted to be a comedian.
Like, right, yeah.
Always wanted to be a comedian since I was like a 10-year-old. But that naughtiness, that it was as mad as it sounds. I think there's that even as a child, there's just rebelling and not conforming. Obviously you don't think of it in those terms when you're a child, but I just didn't want to be part of something that had rules. I just wanted to break them and just and that for me was someone went, shall we break into that? Should we break into that room? Yes. That would be fucking amazing.
What's the naughtiest thing you ever done?
Well, I've done I was very naughty, but like exciting things that like could be from an Enid Blyton novel. Is we discovered one year a cupboard. There was a room where the girls and the boys would meet after they changed for PE, right? Because obviously you've got separate change rooms. Then there was another room that you'd meet.
Yeah.
Then the teacher would come in to take you to whatever the sport was that day.
Okay.
Now in that room, in about year 10 or 11, late on towards the end of school, we're a bit older, so by the time we're like smoking fags and stuff like that and spliffs, there was a cupboard, and we opened the cupboard and we noticed the cupboard was in the wall, that one of the sides didn't have a wall. So one day we like sat there by the cupboard, and then we looked around and like it was either Danny or Ricky and like had gone. I'm like, where the fuck is it? And he's like, guys in here. Like fucking Narnia. We're like, what?
After the spliff as well.
Yeah. And we all crawl through.
Yeah.
And under the gym was like a second. It was like it was the same size as the gym, but it was shorter. You had to crouch.
Yeah.
And there was a table and chairs where obviously school pupils from years gone by had discovered this place.
Wow.
And we would play cards and would bring candles and would smoke weed, sit at the tables and under this gym, and it was just
That sounds amazing.
it was amazing and really good times, and like bunk lessons to get into the cupboards, to meet people in the cupboard, just
cupboard.
to hang out, and
That's sick.
it was magical.
No way.
Whoa.
Narnia cupboard in school.
The consequences of that is I am thick. That is the problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Look at you now when you're Suzuki. Is it Suzuki?
Suzuki. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that feels like a coming of age movie. That the way you just explained it.
Yes.
It feels American.
It does.
Feel,
And it was one half term where, for some reason, one of us, not me, but one of us had a crowbar.
Right.
Where he got the crowbar from, but he had a crowbar. And what we did at half term is the sports hall, right, of our school was actually in a different it had its own building, the sports hall. And at half term we met and we broke in through the fire exit with the crowbar into this sports hall, and each one of us told our parents we were staying around the other one's house.
Classic.
Just slept.
Right.
Just slept in
We
it.
got out the trampolines, and we all
Oh
we brought a kettle. One of us brought a kettle. We bought pot noodles.
That's
so we had pot
amazing.
noodles for dinner, and we played trampoline basketball.
Oh
and
my
we're like
God.
16.
That's
Mate.
so
15,
good.
16, yeah, and we were just having like the time of our
Break rules,
lives.
kids.
Yeah.
It sounds well
Yeah.
better than sticking to the rules.
Yeah, I
Go
know,
break
yeah.
into a sports hall and stay over. Go
Yeah.
do that.
But then for some reason, one of us went to the toilets. We went to the wrong toilets that set off because there was a camera.
Right.
Not a camera, the thing that sets off
Like a sensor or something?
Yeah, it picks up movement, and someone went to the wrong toilet, and bang, we set off the alarm, and we had to do a runner in the early hours of the morning. We're only like kind of 15, 16, and we're running around Brighton trying to fight like what if the police are coming, and we climbed into a back garden. I can't remember. I think there might be 6 of us, but there was definitely more than 4 of us. So, but maybe 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we slept like sardines in a little tree house in someone's back garden. Someone had a little tree house, and we all got into the back garden, climbed into the tree house, and all slept in the tree house
That's so funny.
until sun.
That's
sun
such a good
rose and we
story.
went home.
That's
That's
great.
mad.
Pretty mad.
I love all
Yeah.
that.
So, spliffs. Have you got
Spliffs.
any? Do you want to talk about drugs or not?
Well, the thing is, I don't smoke anymore, so I wouldn't go near. For a start, I wouldn't have a blunt because that would
Okay.
knock my fucking
Yeah.
head off.
Have you got any like drug stories though from?
I've got
from the
old
past?
story. Like
Yeah,
I've got,
yeah.
like I mean, the worst. Again, it's legal, so it's all right because I was in Thailand.
Nice.
But I had an absolute. I've taken mushrooms once in my life.
Did you have a mushroom milkshake?
Oh, I think I've heard this story.
Have you?
Yeah.
Maybe I just told you because I don't think I've told it like on
Did you?
Don't
No,
let
go,
him
go,
tell
go,
the
go,
story.
And that moon, what's it called? The island?
Full moon party.
Is it
Yeah,
there?
I
Yeah.
think you spoke about it when we were just chatting somewhere.
I must have because I don't think I've said it on a thing.
Yeah, I
I
thi-
did
I need to
actually
know.
say it on Alan Carr's Life's a Beach, but it wasn't allowed to go out.
Okay.
Well, we'll put it out.
Exclusive.
No, but I mean it's harmless, but basically me and my friend met these 2 girls, and we went on a double date in Thailand, and Koh Phangan, that's where it was.
Yeah.
And we met in the morning, so I don't know. We must have met on a night, and we've agreed let's meet up and like have this double date and do mushrooms on the beach. And so for breakfast we have mushroom curry, and obviously I don't know anything about how many you're meant to have or whatever. But we're sitting there on the beach, and I start to feel a bit. It's the only word to describe it is weird. I just feel a bit weird.
Yeah.
And the girl onto my left, who's next to me, she's talking, and I swear to God, I turn around to hear what she's saying, and her head, and it's not like oh, it kind of looks like.
Yeah. It was
This
genuine.
is as real as this chair.
Yeah.
She has the head of a dog, and is just talking to me. But it's
She from
as real.
Scam?
There's this
Hey.
microphone here, right? And she's just going like, so what should we do later? And I'm like,
You've got a dog there. What dog
Do you want
was
to go for
it?
a walk?
like the bait height, yeah.
Or like a asking her own questions. She's just like, yeah, we can go for a walk if you want. Yeah. What, like a Saint Bernard?
Like, Beethoven.
Yeah.
That. Just, But just going like, yeah. So this is nice. That's a lovely day, isn't it, on the beach? And I'm like, and I kind of go, pull yourself together, and I look back, and then her head is.
Did it have a voice still?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely had a voice. And then her head was Ken from Barbie. Topical.
Yeah, very topical.
Yeah, very topical. And her head was Ken. And then I kind of come back, and it's like, it's not, I don't have any control over it. That was what was so scary. It was like, right, let's still like, okay, could I get out? I can't get out of this. Okay.
Still can.
Right, fine. And then I looked out, and I got pretty bad. Well, certainly then it was much worse, arachnophobia. Now it's
Right.
not too bad. But every line in the sea created by the waves was a spider's leg.
Oh.
And then all the lines in the sand were spiders' legs. But like I say, I don't mean kind of like, oh, that's weird, that looks like spiders' legs. I mean like, I'm talking,
There is
it's
spiders'
fucking real.
legs everywhere, yeah.
And I on a double date with a beautiful
Dog
young
woman.
lady. Dog.
Anubis.
Beautiful young
dog.
canine Ken. Start crying.
Yeah.
Crying my eyes out. I'm so petrified. There are spiders' legs everywhere, and they are coming for me. And you look like Ken. You sound like the girl I was talking to. And my friend has to. I'm going like to my friend Gabs, like, you go, I can help me. I can't do this. I can't do this. And then he has to take me away from the two girls, and I just trip and have the word, and I'm puking, and then to get out of it. I don't know where I got this idea, but I thought, what if I drink my way out of this?
Alcohol, yeah.
Yeah. And I went up to the bar as I was starting to just feel, not feel good, but just feel the fact that I could walk to the bar.
Control it a bit more, like, sort of thing.
And I walked to the bar and I ordered a triple JD and Coke from a barman that was on fire. Full toe to head, just on fire, just full. All the flame, every bit of him was on fire. I have a triple JD and Coke, please. I've just got to like be cool. He's not really on fire, but he fucking looks like he's on fire. And I necked that back, and that got me out of it a little bit.
Oh yeah, helped a bit. Nice.
So whiskey, if you're having a.
There you go. If you're having a bad one.
This is such a contrast to the last episode. I don't know if it's the last episode, but the episode with Rob Mulholland, because he's having mushroom trips and he was having the best
Most
time.
profound. But he's used to having psychedelics, though. If this is your first time having them on a beach,
But then he said
horrific.
he had whiskey, and that was like the worst thing for him.
Oh,
He said it
it sent him
tastes
the
like
other way.
poison, but for you it was.
No,
it
it
was
got
a
me
good
out.
thing.
It got me out. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Try
There
it.
you go.
Wow.
So would you do them again?
No, never again in my life.
Never?
Ever. I wouldn't
Just
touch
try a
one.
little bit.
I wouldn't know. It was the worst. Honestly, I was probably the worst individual
Day of
moment.
your life.
Like, I was crying on a date.
Yeah, it's pretty
With
bad.
And if she remembers me somehow,
That's a great
and I'm
story.
on the telly, she's like,
That'd
that
be
guy
mad.
cried.
Yeah, that'd
I went
be
on a
mad
date
seeing
with
you.
him, he cried.
Walking into the jungle going,
Yeah.
there's that fella who's crying on the beach.
Yeah, I
isn't
was
there?
crying on a beach, saying that I look like a dog.
Yeah. That's mad. Well, I mean,
Okay.
the problem with it is the dosage, innit? Like, you've just had too much.
I absolutely did.
Because you can have them and not even see stuff, but just feel, boss. Do you know
But
what I
also,
mean?
you're in an unfamiliar place as well, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah.
Like, if you have them in the comfort of your own home, you're more relaxed, so you're not on a trip bad.
Yeah. What is the sensation? Because obviously I just know it as people's heads turn into
So it
different
depends,
things.
like, how much you're having. So if you have, like, a gram,
Yeah.
colours might seem a little bit more vibrant and stuff, and you just feel, like, a bit elevated, happy, giggling and stuff.
Yeah.
2 grams is when stuff starts, like, waving and stuff and getting a bit trippy. And then, like, 3 upwards is when you start, like,
Dog heads.
tripping. But, like, 5, I think, like, 4 to 5 is when you're going to start seeing dog-headed people and stuff like that. Because I've never looked at someone and went, oh my god, you are whatever.
Yeah.
But you can look at something for long enough. Like, I got stuck on when we first done them. I went to the toilet in Paul's house and he had a little wooden gecko on his stairs, and I didn't notice it on the way up. And as I was on the way down,
Oh no.
I caught eyes with it, and it looked like it had caught me.
Yeah.
But it was like smiling at me. It was
the
like,
same.
and I was like looking at it, going, "Hey," and we were like, we're both looking at each other, like we caught each other here on the stairs. But I was laughing. I was going, "Eh."
That's great.
But you get what I mean? I wasn't like,
That
"Oh
is
my god!" Like,
it sounds like you had control of like
Well, I had
you
3
knew
grams,
you
so
knew
I
it
knew, like,
wasn't like real.
yeah,
This was beyond.
that's what I mean. You've
This
had
was
you've
so
had a
real.
crazy
It was-
dose
yeah, it
there
was-
to be seeing men on fire, and that,
Yeah.
like, that's wild to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never experienced anything like that, and I've
No.
done them a few times. You get what I mean?
That's amazing.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah.
We got any Patreon questions to get through?
There's another drugs question. Ket or Coke from J Millie 29.
Oh, simple.
What have I got to answer that?
Have you done either of them?
If I answered that, my agent will be on the phone. I am not that.
Ket or Coke, Sean?
Absolutely. Don't take drugs.
Which
kids.
one would you kill?
Don't take drugs.
Would you kiss or shag, Ket or Coke?
Jack Miller saying, was Kiss the best work you've ever done? And did it feel like closure when that was a success?
Well, that's nice. It felt fucking good. It felt
Great
really
show,
good.
by the way. I've watched it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's class.
Yeah, thanks. And the follow up to that, which is called Dead, which is part 2 really is the real end to that whole thing, and that is probably better than Kiss, but isn't out yet. But
When's that
It's
out?
finished. Well, annoyingly, but probably correctly, or I don't know, depending on who you talk to, is it's finished, it's done, it's there. I've got the link. It's actually on my YouTube page, but it's in the unlisted. You know, like you can't. And but really, after you've come out the jungle and you're trying to move on with your life, is it a good idea when you've already made Kiss? Is it a good idea that the next piece of work you do is still going back to that story?
Right. So you're like pulling it up yourself then, and for like whatever, like
It's like what? Yeah. So I will release it and definitely release it because I'm very proud of it. It's the one I was nominated for, and which was amazing. But I think I'll probably release it with my other special, which is just doing what I love doing, which is me complaining about everything. You know, just complaining about being alive.
Yeah.
So I think I'll drop them so you can go, like, guys, this is what I'm about.
Yeah.
But also as a bonus, if you care to watch, there's an old show of mine that I did.
like a little B-side.
Yeah, totally.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like
my
that.
like my experimental shit.
Yeah. You are in a band now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
man.
but thank you.
So when you're making shows, do you think I'm going to do a show a year, or does it kind of come in? It's not as binary as that.
Well, I don't. Everyone's. So I just don't have a word. So obviously I'm thinking about Adam and the way Adam does it. But I don't know. I think it's every Edinburgh, isn't it? Really. And I'm not doing Edinburgh this year, but I am trying to write new stuff. I am writing new stuff. Just I think an hour every. For me, what I would be happy with is a new hour every 2 years. An hour every year. That's too. I find it too stressful. I find stand-up incredibly rewarding, but the way that I am in my head about myself and how much I eat myself when a bit doesn't. If you just do new stuff and you should be chilled and having fun with it, I can't. I've just got to face that. I can't. The new bit doesn't work. I hate myself, and I hate myself until the bit works, and that's. I can't just keep living like that when I'm 37 now. So I've lived like that for 16, 17 years of just, yay, I'm really good. I suck.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm great. I suck.
Yeah.
For 17 years.
What is that?
Oh my
like
God.
perfectionism or?
It's not. What's an extreme? What it actually is of course extreme insecurity, isn't it?
Yeah.
And needing a group of strangers to laugh at you for
Like
you to
validation
finally
or some shit.
feel secure with who you are. The only that's the problem, isn't it?
I think a lot of comedians have that same like self-sabotage like thing of the whole like fucking didn't work, I hate myself, got to work on it again. Like
It's exhausting.
I'm always
It's
like trying to
exhausting.
rewrite stuff, and like, even though it works, I'm like, but I feel like there's something that can be better and all that. But I was going to say with an hour a year, I don't know. I feel like that might be a bit too rushed.
Yeah.
Because
Thinking about the next one immediately, I suppose.
but even though like you've got bits that you wrote, and then you're doing it for a year, and then all of a sudden you'll think of something to tag on the end of it or whatever, or you change the bit up. If you've already filmed it and put it out in that year, you haven't given the bits time to like fully develop into what they could be, I don't think. Whereas 2 years, you give yourself that extra year to like really like pad them out, and do you get what I mean?
And as well, if you're Louis C.K., but like, well, yeah, if you're Louis C.K., like he still does them yearly, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, he releases them, but he's not releasing them on YouTube. He's releasing them and fucking hundreds of thousands of people, millions maybe, I don't know, are whatever it is, are buying them at $10 or £12 a pop
On his website, yeah.
You know, I'll write a show,
Yeah, that's true.
You know, talking about new stuff, I don't know where I heard it, but I remember on a podcast you were talking about going to Top Secret.
Yeah.
And trying stuff out on stage. I don't know what podcast it was on, but you were trying stuff out on stage before people would come in. Is that right?
That's what I still do.
You still do that?
I'm disclosing that.
That's what I wondered
On a
if you did
podcast.
that.
Oh, you like map out the stage and shit, like.
That's so.
Map out the stage. I definitely didn't say that.
No, that's
No,
what
no,
I
no,
said
no,
that.
no.
Yeah.
I was asking you. I was
No,
asking you.
no,
Is that what you do?
No. What I look. The top secret. That comedy club has been with me since I started going. That stayed with me through everything,
Right.
and was one of the only places I could go and feel protected and feel cared for and looked after. And when people would get up and walk out because I would walk on stage, and people would heckle me, and you know, it was fucking horrible. And I shouldn't have been on stage really, because no one should be putting themselves through that. But I was trying to fight it.
Yeah.
And Mark would stick up for me, and he would be on my side.
Yeah.
So it's like a church to me, and I go there and I feel safe and comfortable. So, like, I love being there, and I will go there early. If I'm having difficulty with finding a bit or how I'm going to do it, I'll go there and I'll just imagine how I do it. And I'll get up on the stage and I'll grab the mic, and there'll be Do and people, you know, and Oscar and everyone in there. They're like walking around and they're putting out the chairs, and I'm just standing on stage going, "Come on, I know."
Yeah.
I'm just imagining what it's
So you
like.
kind of like, because sometimes when you do new stuff, you have to just get the words out in it and just see how it comes out. So
Yeah, I hate
it is kind of like, it seems quite beneficial because you're on stage with the mic going through it. So then you're doing it again when the
you're with
audience is in. And that, like,
so love is so important because, you know, when you feel loved and I'm there and I'm on stage, and I know that the people that are, the staff, I know that they like me and I love them, and that energy.
oh, why
and
didn't you say they
sometimes
love you?
Huh?
Why didn't you say they love you?
They love, fucking Dom loves me, of course he does. But I'll go like, "Hey Dom, do you do," you know, like with my, so I'd like have a bit about my new shit car, and like you have this bit about when you don't want to, you know, when you're driving and it's hot. You want to take your coat off, but you got seatbelt on. But you don't want to take the seatbelt off because it starts going. Ooh,
Yeah.
So have you ever tried to take a coat off
Impossible.
with a seatbelt? Right. So I'm like
fucking
standing
Houdini or some shit.
Right, exactly. And I go, "Dom, you doing that?" And they go, "It's fucking impossible."
Yeah.
But, and like they're laughing already when I'm
Yeah.
like saying these things.
Well,
and that's love, and that's.
I
that's
spoke
what it's
to you
about.
after that rugby gig,
Yes.
and I asked you a question. You were like, "Why do people always ask me this?" And I was wondering how you find them things of like what people find annoying, and you were just like, "Everyone fucking does them," and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fair. Everyone does do it, yeah." But it's like I've always thought with you, the things you get are so bang on, but I'd never think, "Oh, that'd be funny on stage." That.
But it's and obviously I've been going a long time now. But I think the best way to describe it is, and the act is that, and what I love doing is that if you've ever been at the airport and you've seen someone running to make their plane,
Yeah.
right? You know, we've all seen that. You're like stood there, you maybe looking at the perfume, or you know, or should we get a charger or whatever, and you just see that go out the way.
Yeah.
And you always just, if you're with someone, a little chuckle, or
Yeah.
you go like, "Fucking hell, look at them."
Yeah, I'm
and
glad
there's
I'm not them,
there's
whatever,
and there's a little glad I'm not them. There's a little laughter to it. The laughter is absolutely not, "I'm glad they're going through hell." That's not what it is. The laughter is the relief that today it's not you.
Yeah.
And I think that what I try to write and what I try to do and how I want people to feel is that when they're in that room, they can laugh at my act because today it's not them. They know
but it has been.
everything that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because today it's just me.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
me that is having to tell you about this shit that I've been through. But you're fine because you're sat here laughing at me.
Yeah, right.
And that's how I
that's
want
class,
people
yeah.
to feel.
Oh, that's boss. That's right.
Nice.
There's just a couple more, I think, quite quick Patreon questions. One
Just
of
blast
them
through them and then we'll
is,
get
is
wrapped up.
it's apt because we're talking about love. What do you love most in life, and what are you most grateful for?
Well, I've
From
just
Harvey
had a
JD,
daughter, so I
sorry.
have to say it.
Oh,
My
Congrats.
daughter, and my missus.
what do you want to say?
But before that, though,
That goes without saying. That's
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What do I love? I genuinely love. It's pathetic, isn't it? But I do. It's bizarre. I can't explain it. I when I have a day off and I manage to get out of my fucking head, when I walk to Notting Hill on a beautiful day, and you've got these fucking mental expensive houses that these millionaires live in,
Yeah.
and they're all painted in these beautiful pastel colours, and and it's the most amazing, beautiful place, and I can never believe that I lived there.
Yeah.
That's sadly one of my favourite things, and I'm like,
That's great.
fuck, I can't
No, but
believe
that's
I lived
sad.
there.
That's class though, yeah.
I just love
Because you've
it.
come from being a fucking whatever, with
Oh,
heroin
no
addict dad, and then
GCSEs,
you've
no
come up.
GCSEs and
Yeah,
bottom
man.
sets for everything, detention suspended, just nothing. You're going to go, in a comedy full of lots of privately educated people that have had their parents, they've been able to pay for a better education and better chance at life.
Yeah.
And that's what when you enter comedy, you don't really realise that's what you're, I don't know, like using the word competing with, but look at the amount on television. Look how many of those people that have paid. They had the money so they could get a better education, so they could meet people of power, so they could get better opportunities. So to be in that with them and I get to kind of walk amongst those people, I can never believe it.
Oh, yeah,
Even just like being able to afford therapy, like that helps you so much.
And
like,
I definitely do that. Yes. So
Well,
that's one of my football. I moved. My dad used to take me and my brother to QPR when I was a kid. QPR's in Shepherd's Bush, and so when I had to move to London, I moved to Shepherd's Bush, and I moved there so I could walk to the gate because I don't drink obviously anymore. But I used to drink fucking, I used to drink. I drink. I fucking loved it, but I genuinely moved there. It's just so bad because if I move to Shepherd's Bush, I can still wake up after 2 p.m.
Right.
and see a game.
Right, yeah.
But now obviously I don't need that bit. But I walk to the games. I sit, and you end up having, season ticket holders. You end up kind of being a little family of people. And that's my happy place. So my rule is I don't check my phone at the games.
Yeah.
I've never.
I think that's so good for your head. Like doing, like we've done little specials, like we've played Dungeons and Dragons and that and stuff, and you spend like 3 hours just in the room doing anything, not on your phones and that, and you leave going, I feel boss. It's because you haven't got that fucking negativity and comparing to others.
To me,
and
that feels like, do you know in Lord of the Rings when Bilbo's like needs to get the ring and he's like going crazy and he's like, it's like calling to him. That's what that does to me.
Oh, totally, man. It's fucking crazy. If I could crush that phone up and sniff it, I would. I'm so like hooked on the phone.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
Like talking about like psychology, like psychologists and that doing adverts and shit, like all the social media.
That's the one.
That is the.
I've got
every notification I ever get.
A little bit of dopamine. You go, ooh, another one of them.
Yeah. I've got a line. In fact, in the new stuff that I'm trying, where I talk about turning up to a hotel and there's no fucking plug socket next to your bed, so that you can't charge your phone and look at your phone at the same time. And you're like,
what do I do?
Yes. And I'm lying there and I'm thinking, this is 2023. I shouldn't be having to sleep on the desk.
It's better than the trio.
Yeah.
That's class. Right. Is there any more?
Yeah, 2 more ones. Would you ever come to Belfast for gigs? Naomi.
I've been doing podcasts for 6 hours.
Sorry, we'll get you out. We'll get you out.
No.
This is from Naomi Mitchell. She's a legend of
That's
the
got reclines.
podcast.
If you
I know
wanna lie
Naomi
down.
Mitchell. I recognise that name from Instagram, I think.
Yeah.
She's all over
She's
it.
pod fam.
She's great. And she says, would you ever come to Belfast for gigs?
Yeah, of course, but I don't. Of course I would, but and I love Belfast, but I it's not up to me.
Where's
No
your dad
plans
from?
yet.
Dublin, Limerick.
Dublin.
Yeah, it's herself. Yeah.
Okay, big question for them. We've spoke. There's been very, very philosophical this podcast.
Let's go.
So we're ending with a big one. What's your favourite crisps, lad? That's from Josh Hayes.
Oh, that's a tough question. That.
Does everyone know that?
I've got one.
Have you got yours?
Tiddles.
I can't pick.
Salt and vinegar.
Tiddles.
Tyrells.
Apple cider.
Vinegar. And sea salt.
Crispy ones.
Sorry.
The only
Yeah.
Tyrells.
Tyrells.
We call them Tyrells.
I've never heard the word.
Tyrrell.
I've only ever
How would
read
you
it.
say it?
How'd you hear
I
it?
think I would have. I've never thought about it. I know what you're talking about, but I've never read it out loud. I've just looked at it. That's how.
I hope whenever you see them now, you
think?
use
Tyrells.
Tyrells.
Well, we say
Tyrells.
Tyrells.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
They're the
they
best.
call them now. I'm gonna go. This is awful, but if it's down to like
You gonna say Ready Salted?
Ready
Desert
Salted.
Island Chris, I'm just gonna go for Ready Salted.
Desert Island crisps.
On a desert island as well. It's Ready Salted's the worst ones you
Oh
can
my
have.
god, I can't even pick. I like Monster Munch. I like Knick Knacks. I like them
Not crisps. both of
non-potato
them.
ones. Why crisp doesn't have to be potato?
What's you on about?
It's a maize snack, innit?
It's
Wow.
a crispy one, a crispy maize snack.
Nah,
The
crisp
flavour you're going
potato, I
for
think.
anyway. I agree with that.
Oh, but I also like discos. Is that like pombers?
Discos is potato. I think it's like the waste product in it.
What do you think about
And
like
with
these new, like,
quavers.
baked ones?
I'll eat
Take them
anyway.
or leave them. Salt and vinegar squares.
Bangers.
They're bangers.
Squares are
Them.
good.
Yeah.
McCoy's a sound as well. I like
See-
all.
I do love
I'll
crisps.
never besmirch a
Amy
crisp.
loves scram. Amy will eat scram.
I will eat anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that feels full circle. We spoke about food at the beginning, didn't we?
There
Did
we
we?
go.
I
Lovely.
can't remember. It was so long ago.
So you're going ready salted Walkers?
That's mental. That you know. I think that's gonna might change people's opinion of you.
Oh, look, yeah.
You
spent
like
5
this
years
guy.
trying to
Hold on,
trying to change the public perception of you. You go on one podcast, say you're like ready salted crisp, and everyone goes, fuck that guy.
That's the
so
worst thing
funny.
you've said.
I'm going to stick with it because I love,
I
like,
like
you
that
know,
you're
I
sticking
treat
with it.
myself on what's it. Sometimes I get some, if I'm like, I want some crisp, but I kind of convince myself that skips are healthy because they feel so light.
They don't reach your stomach, I
And
think,
they're
innit?
melted. Yeah,
That's what it is. You never swallow them,
Yeah,
so how can you be
exactly.
eating
Like
calories?
candy
Yeah.
floss.
Right, perfect.
Yeah,
But
lovely.
actually, do you know what? If it's just no, you've got one bag of crisps. Go, nah, it's going to have to be just a nice plain ready salted.
Walkers.
Yeah, like I actually, weirdly, I prefer Golden Wonder, but anyway.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Do you know what are good? Snack-tastics. To go on proper Pav, Lidl's own.
Anyway,
Full of flavour, mate.
Sean, thank you so much
Thank you for having
for
me.
being
Thank
here.
you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it so much.
I feel ironically on this podcast drugged up. I'm
Contact high?
fucked. I think I've had 6 coffees.
That's great.
And yeah, I'm gone.
I love it. So you got anything to plug? Any tours coming
Lots
up?
of stuff.
Any?
Please come, guys, and check out SeannWalsh.com. I'm all over the country touring, and if you're in London, Hackney Empire, and of course got my podcast, What's Upset You Now, with fellow guest Paul
Yeah.
McCaffrey has been
Paul
on here,
McCaffrey.
and if you've got a dog, then tune in to hear me and legend Jack D talk about dogs.
Lovely
Oh,
stuff.
Oh, my dog.
Again, appreciate you coming on, man. Really, it's been class.
Thank you so
I know
much.
it's been a long
Pleasure.
day for you and that.
No, it's been an absolute joy.
No, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Anything to plug, Cameron?
I don't think so. Just lights, camera, and action on Instagram.
Yeah, get on it. World Comedy as well. We've got a 7-day free trial on Patreon now. There's got a second sports day. You can watch both the sports days now. Stone Sports Days, the Dev Fun. See who won the second ever annual Mild High Club
It was
Sports
good.
Day. We've got the burlesque specials on there. Baked off our tits. Loads of stuff. All the live shows, live sex show. Interview with swingers, all on Patreon. You can do it. 7-day free trial. Go check that out now. Thanks again, Sean. Really appreciate
you.
it. Go check Sean out online if you haven't already. Go watch Kiss and all that. And we'll see you next week. Love yous. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
Amazing.
Feel supreme.
Hey, do you want to feel supreme? Go on feelsupreme.co.uk. Get yourself some goodies. Got
Tell me
loads of stuff on there that make you feel good. Now. Oh, that one? Next
That
one?
one.
Yeah, that's sound.
Intestinal cleanse. Is your colon clogged? Then maybe you need some intestinal cleanse. It's a broad spectrum of gastrointestinal cleanse and detoxification formula designed to support a balanced lower digestive tract. It contains a range of tried and tested herbs, and we love herbs, and concentrated foods to support digestive tract health in an easy-to-take capsule form. The ingredients have been handpicked for their anti-parasitic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal, and antiviral activities.
Sounds great.
It does, doesn't it? Some of the ingredients include magnesium caprylate, cinnamon, cloves, shiitake, garlic, glucomannan, pumpkin seed, chicory root.
Anyway,
Okay.
it's all good for you. What you get? 15% off, is it? TMHC 15. I think it's that with,
I'm pretty
with these.
sure.
Whatever code's on the screen right now, you get that much off. Or in the description, use that. I think it's TMHC 15. You get 15% off your whole order.
I have
There's
these
loads on there. You've
5
got.
HTP.
Yeah.
I have these because it's serotonin.
It's a natural antidepressant.
Serotonin.
Serotonin right out
Go
the
and
bottle.
buy that.
You got lion's mane mushroom tincture. Put that in your coffee in the morning. It's good for your brain.
Yeah.
There's loads of stuff on there. Go check it out for yourself. See if there's anything that benefits you there. Make yourself feel better.
That's what
Support
we have
local business.
in our coffee. Supports memory, focus, and digestion.
Yeah. Support local business. Support local podcasts. Use the code TMHC15 maybe.
Support yourself, your own
Support
body.
your own immune system.
by
How about
getting
that?
on these.
Feelsupreme.co.uk. Go check them out. Help us. Back to the podcast. Thanks. Love yous. Bye.
Bye.